welcome to Chamber Talk, the AV Chambers podcast. My name is Viviana Vargas. I am your new podcast host, and today I am here with my two new friends from FloraDonna's Cakery, Nia and Bree, and we're going to be listening to their very interesting story of how they came to be business owners. And I'm very excited to share this time with them. How are you girls?
Good.
Welcome.
We're good. How are you?
Awesome. Okay, so we've been talking before the camera went on a little bit, and I want to start by asking you if you could tell us the story of how did you two meet?
Yes. Well, I was selling a brownie pan on Facebook Marketplace back in the day, and this little lady bought it, but she was underage, so her mom came to show up. I met her mom. She was super nice, and we became friends after that.
Yeah.
Immediately after. Yeah.
Oh my God. So, brownie pan.
Yeah.
That is
It
so
all
It was
You
right
never
after
know.
Christmas, and I wanted a brownie pan. I found it, but then I saw like on her Facebook that she worked at another bakery, and I was like, "Hey, that's what I want to do. Get me in." But like she said, I was underage, so I couldn't. So we just kept talking, and then she was hosting a decorating class in October that same year. So I went to that decorating class, loved it, confirmed that's what I want to do. I asked her for a ride home, even though that was the first day I met her. And then I told her my life story, and I was like, I'm 18 in this many months. Let me know.
Teenagers, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't ask random strangers.
Yeah.
She was lucky.
That's what like made her like,
Yeah.
why are you telling me all this?
I was like, why do you trust me so
Yeah.
much?
Oh my God.
It worked though, because I turned
Yeah.
18, and I ended up working with her. So
That is awesome,
Yeah.
girls. I'm so glad that happened, because
Yeah.
now we have the awesome FloraDonna's Cakery. Now, that is a very interesting name. We were talking about some
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
thinking it's a mouthful. Honestly, I feel like it flows. FloraDonna.
Thank you.
FloraDonna's
Thank you.
Cakery.
Thank you so much.
So tell our listeners and our viewers
Yeah.
now where the name came from.
After debating for a really long time, figuring out something that would work, we just said, what's something that inspires us to do what we do? For me, it was my G-mom, my grandma. And her name was Flora. Hers is Donna. And it just flowed together.
So it's an ode to your
Yeah.
grandmas.
Yeah.
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 That is so
A
awesome.
lot of people come into the business
Yeah.
like, are you Flora?
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ah."
I know. I
Yeah.
think when I called
Yeah.
Nia the first time, I'm
Yeah.
like, is this Flora? She's like,
Yeah.
no. Oh my
And
God.
we get it a lot, so
All the
it just
time.
works because we
Yeah.
get to like tell that story just a little bit
Yeah.
to some people.
Yeah.
And
It's something to remember. It's beautiful.
but FloraDonna's, like we were talking about earlier, we looked it up like, oh, can we name this? It's a nail polish color.
Yeah.
So we added Cakery into it because we're a bakery, but we specialize in cakes.
That's awesome.
And want to be a cafe at some point.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So like bakery
Yes.
cake cafe.
That sounds
Yeah.
great, and it's very much needed in the Antelope Valley.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a great
We're
story.
trying.
I was like, thank you.
Thank you for telling us the story. So now let's get to the realness of it. So briefly tell us, how did FloraDonna Cakery came to life? And I think this is a great story. I honestly, personally, I love it. I feel like this is like hitting a pot of gold.
Really?
Yes, I
we're
love
grateful
it.
because I feel like we're fascinated by our story, but not everyone else.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's
Yeah, yeah.
fascinating.
I was like, don't assume
I
everybody-
do believe it's fascinating. So please tell us how it
So
came
like
to
I
life.
said earlier, I wanted to work with her. I was like, I just want to work in a bakery. At the time I was 17, working at Stater Brothers, and I got promoted to the bakery. So I was like, cool, I'm in a bakery. And then she messaged me maybe 4 weeks later and was like, hey, the bakery I was working for, we're opening a different location. Do you want to work with me? And I was like, yeah, I'm down. So I put my 2 weeks in that day for the job I just got promoted to.
The
Trusting
level of
me
trust,
again,
yes.
right?
And I got my interview, I got the job.
Yeah.
So then we opened it together. We ran that shop for
3 years?
3 years.
Yeah. Just
And it was just kind of like the end of our time. And she offered a really good deal for us. She knew that this is what we wanted to continue to do for the rest of our life, and we took it within 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was like, that's the kicker.
So the previous owner of the bakery said, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Would you like to take over?
Yeah.
So she offered them the opportunity to take over.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about because she gave them 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? She gave you 3
weeks.
weeks to decide.
Not
So
knowing what
how
to
do you come up with the money in 3 weeks to own a business?
We didn't.
Yeah.
We straight up
That's the
negotiated
interesting part.
because
Yeah.
one, we don't know how to run a business, didn't know how to run a business. Just hopping into it, the only experience we had was physically working where we were working. So we're thinking, okay, what can we do in that short time frame? And we negotiated to be able to pay it off. So in a sense, we paid like a double rent. So we paid for the location that we were at on top of paying the previous owner.
We just knew that we had to make it work.
Yeah.
Because what
At
other
all
chance
costs.
are we going to get?
Yeah.
What other opportunity are we going to be given like that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot to open a business,
A lot.
to start one, to have experience. And we had all of that but the money under our belt, and we took it.
So I like to rescue about this story is you don't have to have money to open a business.
No, of course.
I know this is like a once in a million lifetime, but I mean, in my life, this is the second time I hear somebody doing that.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing.
Yeah. The blessing was it being a turnkey, knowing that we didn't have to buy equipment and all that. That was the best part, knowing that we could figure it out. What scared us is we did not get approved for any loans. No grants, no loans. We just said, let's run with what we have. I think I personally had like a little over $3,000 in my savings at the time. We put every dollar towards it. And then miraculously, which is horrible, 3 days before we open, little lady over here wants to get in a car accident and break her back. 3 days before we open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
So
way.
we made all business decisions from a hospital bed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have to say, you guys,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
you broke your backbone, but you have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Amen.
guys are very bold and very courageous. And I feel like
Thank you.
as
So-
entrepreneurs, that's what gets you through. You know, that boldness, that courage to seize the moment.
Yeah.
If you're not scared of it, how do you know you want it?
Yeah.
Exactly. How do you know it's not big enough? It's
Yeah.
not good enough.
If
you're not
it's
scared.
easy, if it flows, if it just comes to you, how do you know that's what you want?
Right.
And I was scared that we were going to lose the shop, so that's what I used.
That's right, as a motivation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah. Better to try and fail than to not try at all and wonder what would have happened.
Absolutely.
So that's what we kind of
And I love that we
stuck
just talked about realistically what that looked like, which is really scary.
Yeah, it was
when you're
terrifying.
living on a salary. Just say, well, we're just gonna take on this huge rent plus and own all the equipment and still make it. So that is amazing. Thank you for sharing that story with us today.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, so how did that went with your clients? Like, did you immediately change the name, or how long did it take you?
Like one day to the next.
literally. So she closed the shop on Valentine's Day. We opened February 15th.
Oh,
It still
my
had
God.
all the old business name stuff on there, but I said, well, let's, we had our own recipes that we've worked on from home a couple years prior, and we just kept going with it. And luckily we had that clientele of people, the community recognized our faces.
They were used to us.
So they kept coming back. Which was so nice. I was like, okay, organic clients. Like, let's keep it growing.
I
however
love
we
that
could.
because you know how you hear that's the main goal in business is building the relationships, is
100%,
being trustworthy.
absolutely.
These people, coming back to you, and some people say, well, sometimes, but no, it's true.
Absolutely.
And you are proof of that.
Yeah.
Which
We
I
have
love
people now, we're 5 years in, we have people now like, oh, well, I came there years ago and it was a different bakery.
Yeah.
And when we tell them like, oh, we're the same girls, that brings them back. Like they're happy, they're excited.
There's a handful of people that were very loyal to a name rather than, so
Right.
they're like, oh, if it's not the old bakery,
Yeah.
I don't want it. And I was like, okay, well, just so
To
you
each
know,
his
like
own.
we were the ones
We
that were
used to-
baking. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Still our hand.
Yeah.
Good luck. Yeah.
Well, great. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that. So, let's talk about being authentic, because you've been in business for 5 years, and I want to hear a little bit. How does that look like? What are some of the challenges that you had to face to keep your business open, and how you have overcome those challenges?
That's a long list.
Right. I was like,
It's a
where do you even
long
start?
list. I think the most difficult thing is when you're in business, not every business owner is going to worry about its clients. That's fine. For us, our priority is our clients. And with that, we've learned a lot that you can't please everybody.
That's true.
You can't. Our buttercream can be a different color. Same ingredients, just whipped a little bit longer, and it throw someone off. It's just,
It happens.
I think we, as a business owner, it's hard to not focus on the negativity. So in our sense, like, what can we do to keep the clients happy? What can we do to, if they don't like something, fix that, etc. But that's our main focus. That's how we try and like get past it and go with it. Because if you're not pleasing the people that are paying you, paying for your quality, paying for your service, then you're never going to get them back.
That's true.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's important as business owners to understand that you have to keep your clients happy without losing yourself.
100%.
Because you have to stay true to yourself because there's a reason why you opened your business.
We've definitely found ourselves in that flow of trying to people please. Okay, then let's go back to being authentic to ourselves. And
right. Not everyone's going to be your client.
Yeah.
And you just have to recognize who your clients are and then focus on those versus not the ones that, oh, it's not the same brand. Well, or I didn't like that little thing. Well, it still tasted good.
Right. Did you like it?
Yeah.
It's sugar. Like our thing is sugar should make people happy. It's that simple.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? You bring someone a cake, next thing you know, they're like, oh my gosh, this is for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not even a big deal. It's just people don't, they take it too seriously sometimes, and it's just sugar. We can have a good time.
I love that. So were you guys open through COVID?
We were, yeah.
Like, how did that work? Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, it was a lot.
COVID was a lot, but I want to say it was kind of a blessing.
Yeah.
Because
it slowed our roll down. We're like, okay, let's take this time frame that is very much unfortunate.
Yeah.
But to focus on like, what can we do? How can we make it better? How can we make money? How can we make new clients? How can we still satisfy people instead of, oh, let's just shut down?
Yeah. And during that time, people were looking for a reason to celebrate because it was such a dark time for everything. Yeah. So it was really nice to not necessarily, we weren't capitalizing off of it, but to be able to be helpful to people so they could still carry on with their lives. Like people still had their COVID weddings. We got to do little tiny wedding cakes, and it was really nice actually.
People were still eating cakes through COVID.
Yeah. No, honestly, they were looking for
because
of
that.
Everything was closed.
What got us through.
Yeah.
Even then, we were at a point where we're like, all right, like let's just take it back home.
I want to say,
but we didn't have to. So
a lot of our clients that we still have to this day started from COVID because we empathized with them. They understood back, and now we gained a relationship.
We had so many parties have to cancel because one person got COVID. All right, we had those parties maybe a year ago.
Yeah,
some this year. Like they're still going on. Those are all clients that we've been in touch with.
When we could have lost the business, so it was really nice.
That's awesome.
Which sounds horrible. I don't mean COVID was nice, but I mean in business. I feel like it was.
I think
it was
we
a big learning curve
in the sense of we looked at it positively instead of like, this is terrifying. Yeah, let's just give up. It's just not an option for us.
It was scary though.
Yeah.
That's great. You see how the mindset will keep you afloat when you're looking for solutions versus just falling into despair, which is also valid. To fall into despair for a minute.
Oh yeah.
But
we have our days.
Yeah, I was like many times.
That's
many
awesome.
times.
How have you guys, like, how do you find yourself motivating each other consistently?
Daily.
We're yin and yang.
Yeah,
we're complete opposites.
Yeah,
yes.
100%. It's nice.
I think that's when it works out.
Me too.
Opposites attract, and it really does work.
Awesome. Love that.
Yeah, she has everything I lack, and I have everything she does, and it's a cool mix.
I wouldn't do any of this if it wasn't for her.
I think the same. Yeah, honestly, I think the same. I think I would freak out a little bit.
Well, there you have it. Sometimes you just need that little that little courage from another person and another perspective to keep going.
I think it's very important. Like you said, it's a mindset, and especially considering like my position in the business, I didn't have a choice. It was either like I give up or it's mind over matter, and I've said that from day one. And it's mindset. So it's like, if you don't want to do this with the person, if you don't believe in it, or if there's any doubt, there's two ways to go about it.
Yeah.
And the mindset's very, very important. And the days that I just want to give up and I don't want to do it, she's picking me up, telling me why I should do it, and vice versa. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, are there any recommendations for business owners out there that are maybe struggling? Any resources that you guys want to share, or any advice that you want to give?
Never stop learning.
Yeah.
Trial and error is your best. I mean, if you're baking from home, for example, it's not going to hurt you any more or any less than to give your product away just so people can try it, so you can have that experience and get honest feedback. And also, don't take honest feedback the wrong way.
Right.
If somebody says something is dry, accept it and fix your recipe. If they say, hey, I didn't like this or I did like it, write everything down. I think
get more opinions too, because maybe it's dry for somebody, but
it's very
Yeah, it's subjective. Anything is subjective.
It is.
Food in general.
There's no other way to live,
Yeah.
It's
right?
very interesting.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of people, and I think you asking if we have any resources, us.
Yeah.
We always tell people to use us.
Yeah.
Because we're still learning.
Yeah.
We have our people that we go for, you know, our resources, and they're lifesavers. Like if it wasn't for our other small business friends, we would feel alone.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest support system that we have. So all the people that do it from home or want to start, we've had interns that want to
still
ask us the questions, because we're going to keep it real with you. None of it's easy. None of it is really about money. It's just how bad do you want it, and let it all fall into place.
Yeah. How hard are you willing to
None of
work
this
for
is
it?
easy. We're still struggling. We're still, you know, pushing, but we still love what we do. It's when you don't like what you do anymore that it's just,
Absolutely.
are you happy? Yeah.
I love that. So if there is a homemaker out there that wants to reach out to FloraDonna's, Nia and Bree, her names are not Flora and Donna. It's Bria.
However.
It's Bree and Nia. How do we contact you? How do we reach to your bakery?
I have a lot of people, a lot of at-home bakers that message me on Instagram. A lot. And I feel like I don't have faces to any of them, but I have friends.
Yeah.
And that's like the number one way, unless some people really come in, or a lot of them, like I said, have been interns.
But you can find us on Facebook, Yelp, Google,
TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok.
We'll
Follow us on TikTok.
Yes.
Follow us on TikTok.
We'll
I want to go
have
live so
those
bad.
handles for you on the link.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And also, what's your address?
Yeah. We are currently at 706 West Lancaster Boulevard, Suite 103.
Yes.
We're directly connected to Sassy Bird and in front of Don Sal's and Buckle and Boots.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And it's been a pleasure, ladies, to spend this time with you guys. Your story is amazing. Honestly, I did not expect. I had no idea. I was not expecting that story at all, honestly. And I loved it. It inspired me. I'm sure you'll inspire a lot of people out there. And it's been an honor. It's been an honor to meet you. And I'm gonna come to your bakery one of these days. Yes.
Anytime.
And I want to thank you so much for joining us today, for being in the Chamber podcast. And we'll be seeing you around. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is your AV Chamber's upcoming events. Summer Healthcare Job Fair by the America's Job Center on July the 20th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at 38510 Sierra Highway in Palmdale. Havana Nights Mixer with Hilton Garden Inn on July the 20th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The address is 1309 West Rancho Vista Boulevard. Free breakfast for veterans hosted by the Havens in the Antelope Valley from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on July 21st. Address is 43051 15th Street West, Lancaster, California. Mythical Candy Factory is having the ribbon cutting and grand opening on July 21st from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at 812 West Lancaster Boulevard. Palm Vista Senior Living First Year Anniversary Open House Party on July 22nd from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at 3850 West Rancho Vista Boulevard in Palmdale, California. Our AV Chambers Ambassador Meeting takes place on July 26th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. at the Antelope Valley Chambers of Commerce, 554 West Lancaster Boulevard in Lancaster, California. Our next Business for Breakfast will be taking place on July 27th from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. at the Hilton Garden Inn, 1309 West Rancho Vista Boulevard in Palmdale, California. Join Hummingbird Haven to support our veterans, a Paint and Sip fundraising event. Feature speaker, Mr. Diodosio Javi, USMC veteran, author of Memoirs in the Moment, The Daily Walk with PTSD, on Saturday, August the 5th at 5 p.m. at the Color of Wine Studio, 45074 10th Street West, Suite 101B in Lancaster, California. Tickets start at $45. Join the Kiwanis, Lancaster Antelope Valley at A Night of Magic, Magic Show Dinner and Auction featuring Murray Saw Chuck on August 18th, 5 p.m. at the Hellenic Center, 43404 30th Street West, Lancaster, California.